Welcome to Sea Friendly Reef. Today we are back in Holland.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. We are visiting Tanne and that beautiful reef tank. Maybe some of you have seen it on Instagram, on YouTube. This tank is something very, very special. We are going to have a behind the scene, behind the tank view today. Maybe I'm gonna change to German sometimes.
Do you want to reply in German then?
No. Okay, I have to learn English. Let's start with the tank size. Yes.
The length is 110 centimeters. From front to back it's 70 centimeters. It's a bit unpractical, but the water level is 80 centimeters. And the reason for that is first because I like a high water level. And second because I did not have the space behind this wall for a longer or deeper tank.
Yes.
So I decided to make it a little bit taller to at least have some volume in the system.
Can you see the whole height of the tank, or is the cover taking something?
It is taking something off.
Yeah.
But this is what you can see. Behind here there's more, but you cannot take this off.
So is it a custom-made tank? So
Yes.
Of course.
Okay. I had it designed just for this space.
Before we go to all your equipment, the whole equipment room.
Shall I close it again?
If you want to, yes.
I think that looks better.
I would like to have some information about your fish because you have some special animals inside.
Some nice fish.
Yes, I'm not that fish expert, but I know you are.
No, not really.
Come on.
But I know a little bit about fish, that's true. The tank is not really big, so I avoid any fish which would grow too large or need a lot of space because, for example, like many tanks, they swim so fast. So I actually like calm, smaller fish, apart from some exceptions. Reef safe, I don't really bother because as long as the corals grow, I'm fine. If it grow less, I'm even more fine. And there are some standard fish like clownfish. And the big clownfish you see here, I got seriously about 24 years ago. 24 years? It was the male, but as you know, they can change sex. So now it's the female, and the small clownfish, the other one, is about 5 or 6 years old. It's
a new record on the channel.
And some other fish which are also really common. But after about 30 years in the hobby, you see more and more and more, and then you think, I want also, because now I know what to do to keep fish, I dare to keep the more expensive ones without my wife killing me when, well, nothing happens. And one of the examples is, for example, the lapillus. It's a rest there. Now it's hiding. And that fish, here it is. Together with the gemtang, I got from my friends Sagar and Minika in Mauritius. Their family, collect fish. The fish are sent to many countries, including the Netherlands and Germany. When we visited Mauritius a few years ago, I bought the gemtang from them, and the lapillus was given by them to my son. And my son now always tells people visiting, I have my own fish, it's a lapillus. He's really proud of that. But it's are two special fish to me for that reason.
So you took those fish with you in the plane?
Yes, I did. Of course, everything legal, health certificate, allowance for export and so on, everything was organized as it should have been organized. But it was quite an adventure, of course.
Yeah, not many people can say that.
True.
That they catch their own fish in Europe.
I even have been diving with the collectors, but we did not catch these fish during that dive, but we did catch some others. And I dove with them partially because it was interesting, but also because I needed some photo and video material for one of my books.
We came to that at the end.
That.
Yeah.
Another really, actually maybe even the most valuable fish to me, apart from the clownfish because it's so old, is the banded angel. Now it's just hiding, it's the gray with the black band over the eyes. It is a rare and expensive fish, but that's actually not the main reason why I think it's so special. A former friend of mine, a reefer friend, got it in 2015, and then it was a bit smaller. And he got it for one of his tanks. He had multiple tanks. And as half of a joke, I said, if you ever want to get rid of dead fish, phone me and we'll find a solution. But he did not want to get rid of the fish, obviously. Unfortunately, March this year, he died. His wife had the tank left, about 8,000 liters in the whole system, with a lot of fish, including this one. And then, well, bittersweet, but more bitter than sweet, to be honest, I discovered that Peter had told his wife and the person who helps him keeping the tank that the banded angel should go to me. So this fish actually I inherited from a great reefer friend who unfortunately passed away. But that makes it to me one of my more special fish.
Yeah, because of the
story.
The emotional part.
But mainly the story makes it really special to me.
Yeah.
So it felt, when I released this fish into the tank, it was really mixed feelings because I really wanted to have such a fish, but I actually would have wanted to be in the previous aquarium for way more years than it was now. Another really special one is the Japanese angel there, the interrupta. It's a nice angelfish. Well, in my opinion, it's one of the most beautiful angelfish
you also find. Do not see that fish very often. I only knew it from pictures, yes.
I know why.
Yeah.
And just before the pandemic, there were a few imported to the Young Marine Life. Tiny ones, like the size of €1, and they were beautiful. There was only one problem, namely, should I obtain it or not? But I did. And now we are about 2 years later, and as you can see, it has grown substantially from the size of a €1 sized fish to what it is now, and it's one of the bosses of the tank actually. And I've been toying with the idea of keeping this fish for a really long time. So I've spent hours in the import facility staring at the 6 fish there were, remembering and taking videos, remembering the numbers of the tanks they were in, to decide what I should or should not do. I knew what I should have done, but anyway, I took it. And now it's here and it's doing really well. And because of this fish and the banded angel and also some others, I also keep the temperature of the tank a little bit lower because...
How many degrees?
23. The banded comes from deeper water, so it's a little bit cooler. And the Japanese angel obviously comes from Japan. And I've been to Japan, I've also been diving there. But I've been told that the area they come from is a little bit cooler than the average tropical tank. And I was advised by Koji Wada, who is Japanese fish god, you could call him, that 23 should be the optimum temperature to keep both fish such as these and the more common tropical ones. And he says you just have less growth of the corals, which is in my opinion just a benefit. So that's another nice one.
I love the fact that you feel the hobby so much and do the researching part yourself. So you go through all these areas and check the temperature and check all these
It's the only way, it's a good way in my opinion to know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's great.
You have to have the luxury that your wife also likes to travel.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and another nice one is, it's hiding now, but probably you can take a shot later. You can see the normal loyogrammas there, there's 4 of them. But there's also a complete yellow one. It's probably hiding somewhere and it's called the Gramma de Jongi. I think it's really a beautiful fish. It's named after Arie de Jong, owner of the Young Marine Life in the Netherlands. I'm sure you all have some fish which were imported by him. And he discovered that this fish from Cuba was a new species, so it's named after him. And the first time I've seen them was in 2008 or 9, and then the fish even had no name. There was a tank of about 100 liters with 4 of them in it. Their behavior was like the normal grammas, but they were clearly different, and it was, unfortunately for me, and no pictures sign on the tank. It was sad to hear that these 4 fish were going to be used as the so-called holotypes to describe the species, so they were going to be killed, unfortunately. They're somewhere preserved in some university now, I guess. But anyway, they come from the south of Cuba. I've also tried to find them We only saw some hybrids between them and the normal grommas. Later Ari told me I should have gone diving, well, a little bit in another direction, which I'm not going to spoil on the video. But I will try to do that in a few years.
Can we find it? Maybe
you can find Nemo. That's easy. We can.
Got it.
You can find it with some food. I can put in some food. It will not cloud the water that much.
Okay, yeah, let's do this.
Because it's probably here or there, and you will probably see it here.
Okay.
Let's see.
What are you feeding?
Some pellet food.
Okay.
I feed algae flakes, pellets, high quality frozen food every day, and I try to feed at least 3 times a day. And at this time the current is really slow, so that means the food will not go through the whole tank, and it means you will see some fish. And there's the gromma in the right back corner, and probably it will go here as well. Probably. But you know, animals don't always do what you want them to do.
Yeah, that's normal.
Maybe the current is even too slow. You can even see the food literally sinking to the bottom. And this is like half an hour to allow all the fish to graze everywhere in calm water. And in about 20 minutes, wave action will start again.
Ah, okay. So this is not normal. You just activated the food mode.
No, this is always at this time. I have a program which has some alternating, there it is, current during the day with some kind of a pause, which is now. And at the end of the day, when the lights go off, I blow off the rocks by full current for about half an hour. So I don't see the dust during the day, but the dust is being trapped in the filter. So that means less work to me to clean the tank.
Great idea, because often, like with some light sensors, people are turning off the wave boxes, for example, at night, but you can also push out the whole dirt at night.
Yeah,
That's
but
cool,
after
yeah.
that half an hour, there is a constant current of about 50% or so, which is in this case quite a bit, but just constant during the night. But I don't want zero current during the night, because I want to be sure that all animals get enough oxygen, and also the pumps which create the current are also connected to a UPS. So in case I have a power failure, I also have current during the night, because generally power failures in the Netherlands occur during the night, and I don't want to wake up with dead fish.
Yeah.
There's also some other backup systems, like me receiving text messages and audio warnings if it would happen, but definitely always current, apart from this half an hour, and now they run at 1 or 2%, so there is some current.
Hello.
Poes.
What's up?
Oh.
Also a very special animal. Never seen before.
So those are some of the more special fish. There's a few more, but it would not be interesting to mention all of them.
You say that. I think every fish is super interesting.
Of course,
in that tank, man.
But
Okay, let's talk a little bit about your reef construction. That will be better, yes. And your face is
less blue.
Yes.
So this is the back from what you've seen from the other side of the wall.
Yes. What is the most important point while keeping sensitive fish?
In the sump there's also the dosing. To the right and the left side I've glued a few plates of rock. For the deep sea chapter I rented a submarine. I went diving with collectors.